Hey everybody, welcome to Be Social Simple by Market Me Social. I am Jonathan Saar, and today we are going to talk about the do's and don'ts of video conferencing. So let's tune into the show, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for being here. So welcome everyone to our episode on video conferencing tips. A lot of video conferencing is taking place all over the world. So there's some quick tips that will help all of you out. Been a huge help to me. Hat tip to my brother-in-law, Christian Backus from up in Canada, who shared these tips with me. He curated them off of the web. You can get them anywhere. I have some few different thoughts on a couple of these points. So let's dig into our different points. Our first one, it has to do with how you use your microphone. So when you're not speaking, it's a good best practice to mute your microphone. Now, if you're in a larger environment, you may have a technical director of some sort for larger conferences that may be controlling those things, muting and unmuting you. But if it's a smaller event, if you're not talking, be sure to use that mute function. So typically most conferencing systems have it. I use Zoom, and it does have that feature available. So when you're not speaking, mute your microphone. Anything can happen in the background. You want to be able to minimize any of that background noise so it doesn't distract, during your meeting that you're having. Make sure that you check your settings too. Test your microphone out before you start your conference. Test your video settings out as well. Make sure that they're connected right, that you have the right device. On a laptop, a lot of times they will default to your laptop items, but in this instance, I'm using a laptop, but I'm not using the webcam that's on there. I'm using an external webcam. And so I needed to make sure that I clicked that and make sure that I also chose the microphone that came with that particular webcam. So do check those settings, test them out, and make sure that they are working correctly. Okay, don't position your camera too close to your face. So we don't want any of this, and we definitely don't I've seen people who are looking down all the time, or the opposite way, it's like they're way too far back. So take a look at your camera, focus on the camera, and pretend that there's somebody behind it. That way you can, if you're doing a presentation or making any comments, you're talking to that person. You're making good eye contact in the same way that you would if you were in a real live situation. It takes a bit to get used to, so that might be something that you want to practice as well. Focus on that camera lens, and that way you're getting the best eye contact. But just be careful of your spacing. Don't be all over the place, because that can get distracting in a video conference environment. Make sure there's a little bit of space above your head. That's a tip that I think just looks visual, because it's just, you want a nice centered look. So take a look at that shot and get used to having that position as tight as possible. So lighting is another item. It's a good tip to check that. So I'm in my office right now. I've got a couple of LED lights going, another light that's shining up on the ceiling. So you notice I don't have anything blasting on my face. Good lighting. I am using a virtual background, so that's a choice too. If you don't think you have a background that is suitable for me, this is going on our YouTube channel, so wanted a nice background just to kind of show you what you can do with video conferencing. Now, I also have a green screen, so that helps too with making sure there's not the pixelating and things like that you may see when people are playing around with virtual backgrounds. So a green screen can help, but if you don't have it, you may not even need it. The idea is the lighting is good. Make sure that whatever you do have in the background isn't distracting. It can just be a plain wall, and that's fine. That'll work just as well. But just think of your overall surroundings. And I think a lot of people are getting very comfortable with it. The culture shifting overall. It's like, I must have this video the exact same way that I have at my office. To me, that's just going away. But again, it's unique to your own office environment, so just kind of go with whatever the culture is for what your company requires of you. So today I decided, well, dress for success, again, goes back to culture. What works for one person may not work for another. I decided today for this video, I'm doing a shirt and tie. Dress for success. When I'm doing presentations to large groups, this is what I wear typically, is a shirt and tie. But no matter what your choice is, don't show up in a bikini or in a thong or anything like that. No good. Show up presentable, wear appropriate clothing, and make sure you're all cleaned up well. That's just best for that, to show that you're giving dignity to the conference, giving dignity to the meeting, making sure that you just look your best. That's what we want to do. Dress for success. Another item that's really important is overall clarity. So we talked about testing your microphone. It's good that you may think it sounds great, but take a minute and ask your audience. Audio check. How does that sound? Good. Any issues? Get their feedback. Often people think that they sound great, but because of the device that they're using, or maybe the room that they're in, it may sound very, very hollow. It may sound like they're talking like in a drive-through, like, you know, that kind of noise, and you don't want any of that. So don't depend on just your own sound test. Ask for feedback from the people that you're meeting with. Make sure that they feel that it sounds okay, and just set the standard. I mean, you may not have the best equipment, but at least everybody knows that you've done your best. The last item that we're going to talk about is make sure that you're engaged. Now, it's okay to have notes. Like you guys can see, I'm looking down. I've got a few notes here. I'm not using a teleprompter. Maybe that might be something down the road that I'll add to my overall production. But right now, I don't have one. Again, it's your presence. You want to be there, and notes are okay. So just have them right there with you. Like right now, my iPad is actually sitting on my laptop, and it's tilted up so that it's right in center with the camera. So I'm able to not only talk to you, share some thoughts, but also look through the notes that I have that I wanted to kind of share with you today. So there's some best practices, some do's, some don'ts, some things to think about. And overall, the big message is be a pro at it. We're getting used to that. This is a fundamental part of how we do business right now, whether it's for our own work environment or whether we're talking to our customers and our clients. So I hope you found this a benefit today. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, and thank you for joining our show today, and Be Social Simple. Have a good one.